Water is essential for life. A little over 2/3 of the Earth is covered by water. Yet we are faced with mounting shortages of this precious resource.
If we do not change the way we manage water today, the big challenge is how to grow enough food without enough water.
Water is needed to generate energy. It is easy to overlook the fact that most of the energy we consume daily, such as electricity or natural gas, is produced with the help of a dwindling resource: fresh water. Water is also central to our economy, as 22% of the world's water supply is used for industry. It is hard to imagine how critical water issues will affect business and industry today. The problem is not just about managing water resources, it's also about governance.
That water governance is very much like the operating system software in a massively sophisticated computer system. And as you know, without the operating system, nothing will work.
The amount of fresh water on Earth is limited, and its quality is under constant pressure. The question is, can the quality of drinking water be taken for granted?
Water policy in a nation must take precedence. It is the most pressing problem in Asia today as I travel around the various countries. It is extremely important for every country to have a comprehensive, well thought out water policy that is regularly reviewed, say once every 3 to 5 years. In Singapore itself, we spend a lot of time thinking about water policy and then the water master plan that must come out from the policy before we go into project implementation. Of course, the most visible part of any activity in the water business is the project implementation, In fact, that's the reason why after all these years we decided that we should have this Institute of Water Policy in the Lee Kuan Yew School. It is because we see this as a dire need for many countries. We have had many visitors coming to Singapore. They only visit the projects and they are all enthralled with the projects, the technology, the R&D that we have and so on. But deep in me, I know that it is water policy that is really what is lacking in many countries.
For decades, water governance was not taken seriously. Across continents, populations and communities, water management and policy have been built on the premise of unlimited growth and an infinite supply of resources.
The reason why the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy established an Institute of Water Policy is because our mission is to train the next generation of Asian leaders. Only 20% of our students come from Singapore, 80% come from the rest of the world and primarily from Asia. And many of these countries face serious water problems. And if you look around all of Asia and you try to find the one country that has delivered a water miracle, that country is Singapore. You need to train professionals who can meet the next generation of public policy challenges. And in that sense, if our school succeeds, if the Institute of Water Policy succeeds, I have no doubt that the benefits will flow to millions, if not hundreds of millions of people in Asia and beyond.
Singapore is a very interesting story to look at and a significant story not to be dismissed. In a period of 30 to 40 years, Singapore's leaders and the government officials have worked very hard to really solve the water problems in this country. Much of Asia is urbanizing far more rapidly than how Europe and North America did. So we need lots of urban solutions in the way the cities of today and the future will need to cope and solve their water problems. So the Institute of Water Policy, we're positioning ourselves to provide high quality consulting advice and policy advice to the governments and the policy makers. To support that, we are doing research work on various domains that relate to this problem solving. One of them is to look at the future of global water. What does water mean for the future societies of Asia? We're also looking at ways of measuring success and good indicators for performance to show how water service delivery is done in a successful and sustainable manner for the future.
With the advent of climate change and ever-changing social and economic landscapes, the water story as we know it has altered dramatically. There is an ever-increasing realization that unilateral approaches to water issues are no longer appropriate. The Institute of Water Policy believes today's research will nurture sustainable water management solutions for tomorrow in a watershed of cutting-edge technology and new thinking policies.